This guy's not having a good day. Welcome back, or welcome for the very first time to Worms and Warriors. It's Divide et Impera, Rome 2 campaign with Baktria as per your vote. We're going to be starting, as always, in this campaign in 278 BC. We are playing the Grand Campaign. Let's have a quick look at some of the overview parts for Baktria. So we're going to have Alexander's Legacy. That's Alexander the Great, of course. Minus 20% resistance to foreign occupation. Successor conflicts, plus 10% morale for all units during battles against Hellenistic factions. Hellenization. This is Hellenization, if you don't know, or Hellenistic. It just means like the ancient Greek culture. Increased cultural conversion, Bactrian prosperity, increased wealth from industrial and commerce buildings. That's all going to be very helpful. Nomadic enmity, major diplomatic penalty with all nomadic tribes. So we'll be going to war with nomadic tribes, I would say. These are the other factions here in the successor kingdoms. So we've got these guys here, the Macedonians, the Seleucids, obviously Bactria, Epirus, and the Ptolemies. The Ptolemies, it's Egypt basically. But we're going with Baktria. We're going on game difficulty. We're going to leave it on normal. I'm not an expert at this game or anything like that. And we're going to be playing as the easternmost Hellenistic faction, or the easternmost faction altogether, I think it might be. And that's Baktria. Let's get going.
Although freed from the Seleucid oppression, your newfound independence risks their retribution from the west. The remaining eastern satrapies have little love for their overlord, however, and it may be prudent to wait until they declare their own sovereignties before moving to subjugate them yourself, as your illustrious forebear Alexander once did. However, it is important to maintain good relations with Arachosia to the south. Beware the rise of Parthia. Although they claim succession from the Persian Empire, they descend from the very barbarians who have terrorized the region for centuries. Gather your strength to push westward, and Baktria may yet reclaim the glory of Alexander's empire.
Alright, so we had a little intro video here, and we're going to go over some basics of this mod. I'm not going to go into huge amounts of detail, but I will put a link in the description, so if you want to know more about this mod, then just go and check that out. There's quite a lot to know, and we'll pick up bits and pieces as we go through it. So we start off, like I say, on this very eastern section of the map. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's no more east. Yeah, there's no more east. This is the end of the map as far as we're concerned. We are positioned on the Silk Road. We can see that with these little silk bits at Bukhara and Marakanda. So I may well butcher a lot of these names and stuff. I mean, I'm really crap at pronunciation, so just bear with me on that kind of front. But yeah, so population plays a big part in Divide et Impera. A big part. You can't just spam units, for example. Every unit has to be recruited from a certain class of citizen, and so on. So, for example, as we can see here, manpower required for this unit is 100, and that comes from Eugenius, the top class of our citizens. Katoi Koi for these guys. I think that's like the second class of citizen. And then Loi, that is the third class of citizen. And we also have Zenoi or something like that, which is like foreigners. So to recruit units that aren't specifically from our culture, we would need those guys. So we can see here's your Zenoi population. So that's like 10,000-ish here. And then the second class population and third class population, we've got the Katoi Koi and the Loi. We can see the numbers there, 7,300 for the second class, 39,000 for the third class. So you can see that kind of peasant class, the third class of people, is almost numerous. But the units you can recruit for those guys are obviously not going to be as good as for your second class and first class citizens. So that's the first kind of thing to bear in mind with this mod, and one of the most important bits, to be honest. The other one is food production. It plays a big part, as well as supplies. So we've got all that kind of thing to consider. A quick note that I'll be releasing videos every Monday for this series. Maybe I might add the odd bonus episode in as well if I have time to record it. As well as doing this, I'm going to start playing the historical battles on Grand Tactician. So if you're into the Civil War, which some of you guys might be, because quite a lot of my subscribers on this channel will be here from my previous Grand Tactician campaigns, of which I've done many. This is the first time I'm doing a Total War campaign. Alright, so this is the main province, Baktria. We don't control Capacine, which is, we're already at war with these guys. So our first port of call will be probably to unite this whole province so we can have control of it as we should have. So Capacine or Capacini, I have no idea how you say this. And the faction to the south of us is Haravatis. Let's have a look. This is the diplomatic situation. Yes, so we are on the very edge of the map. We start off with a fair amount of territory. We've got fairly decent relations with our northern neighbour here. This is quite a large area. Kvarzum. Like I say, I really don't know how to pronounce that. Most of the factions in this will be aggressive. And it's really the reliability tab that we need to pay attention to. So treacherous, we've got to watch out for these guys. Devious, treacherous, reliable, but I mean, chances are we'll be doing these guys over if it becomes plausible. Then this is kind of these guys here, the Maurya. This is an Indian faction, so like this is North India. Have they hate us. But yeah, so this is the first target, and then I mean we're gonna have a lot of trouble. Seleucia is a huge empire, and lots of these guys, as we can probably see, will be satraps. So this is the satrapy of Seleucia, and I believe lots of these factions around here are. So inevitably, a lot of these factions end up breaking away from the Seleucid Empire, and that's when we'll sort of strike westwards. Unless we decide to go north, of course, into the nomadic tribe areas, Scythia or Scythia, various other tribal places up there. But first of all, let's see what we've got here. So I'm going to try and stay on good terms, or as good as we can, with our northern neighbours. So Daha. These guys are Persians, or Apani. I think that's just a Persian culture.
Greetings, friend. Let us use our time
so they'd be happy to have a trade agreement that's going to bring us in a bit more money. Let's see if they'll give us any money. No.
There is much to be said for generosity between friends. It profits both parties.
So we're going to try a non-aggression pact and a trade agreement. Yep, we've got that. So
you have
eventually, I'm sure we'll come into conflict with Daha. At the moment, I'm more than happy to keep these guys sweet, and means we can focus our troops on the southern section and keep an eye out on Hariva as well. Our faction overviews. This is us. Diodotus, the Basileus of Bactra, so the king of Bactra. We've got another noble here, and various different houses. So yeah, we are a kingdom. We've got the Macedonian nobility, other noble families, and the Sogdian nobility. So these are all factions within our realm that we need to keep sweet, or sweet enough so they don't rebel against us anyway. So this is our target. In terms of armies in the field, we've only got this one, with our Basilius, with his Greco-Bactrian noble cavalry. Fairly decent troops here. Greek colonist hoplite. So the backbone of our armies will be these hoplite units, which we're going to use to pin enemies in place and let our cavalry do the work, particularly once we get some better cavalry. I mean, these units are pretty much throwaway units. Some mercenary elephants here, but I think we're going to steer clear of those for now. So, units. What have we got available at the moment? Obviously, it's early days. There's not really much going on. Most of our troops are going to be levy troops. Sogdian javelin men. So, very poor skirmishing troops. Bactrian slingers. Very poor skirmishing troops. But, I mean, at least they get 190 range. Bactrian levies. Again, these are all from that lower class of citizen. Bactrian hillmen. Not amazing. Bactrian assault infantry. These guys are going to be good against elephants. If we can look on the left here, bonus versus elephants, 34. But in terms of actual fighting, with 10 attack and defense, it's not amazing. Coupled with 8 armor, these guys do not have the staying power to fight other professional troops, but other levies, they should give a good account of themselves. Sogdian Axemen, again, not amazing, but pretty good attack. 15 and 4 for defense, so 15 melee attack, 4 melee defense. Decent charge bonus. These guys are going to be a better option, really, for being our assault troops. A little bit better armor as well, and not really much more expensive. So both units have 300 manpower cost, but the Sogdian Axemen cost 103 per turn to upkeep. The assault infantry cost 93, and they both get drawn from the Laoi. I don't really know how you say it. Bactrian light cavalry, obviously these are skirmishing cavalry, and Bactrian horse archers, self-explanatory, of course. So for these guys, we're looking at the weapon damage 18, 26 weapon damage for the Sogdian light cavalry who throw spears. Pretty decent for early game light cavalry. We also have Bactrian javelin men who are even worse than them other ones. The only good thing about these guys is they're really cheap, so we may well fill our armies with some of these cheaper levies in the early days. Bactrian archers, not amazing. Can't really stand up to any sort of melee fight at all, and no armor, so they're vulnerable to counterfire, and obviously vulnerable to getting hacked down by other enemy troops. So the first thing that we're going to do here, Eucratidae, we're going to upgrade this to a village. This is gold. This has gold, so it's going to make us some money, which is obviously good for trading and so on. However, we will lose -2 food, but that's okay. We've got 17,850 left in our coffers. Let's have a quick look at this northern province, which is a whole province that we control already, which is awesome. So we're going to need money to start with. I'm going to go with tax harvesting for the province overview for this top one. And also, just a quick note as we're going on here. Not every episode is going to be this detailed. I just thought I would kind of give us a bit of orientation for the first episode. In following episodes, I'll just kind of I'll include key points and things like that. I won't go through every single little bit that I'm doing. So Bukhara, this is like a border region here. We don't have any recruiting, any barracks or anything up here, which I'm going to rectify, I think. But first, let's build a farm. Food's going to be crucial. Let's also make ourselves a brick dryer. It's going to give us -5 construction cost once that's completed, and obviously 350 from manufacturing. So it's going to help us keep our cash flow going. It's important to work on the economy in this game as well. Much more so than in the traditional base game. We've got 3 population surplus, so we could expand Eucratidae. We will. And let's make a gold mine there. So we're going to make an absolute mint from there, literally. Okay. I'm going to move our Basileus across towards Eucratidae. But we're also going to recruit some troops. We're going to flesh this out a little bit. So as you can see, we can't even recruit hoplites or anything like that at the moment. So we've got pretty poor troops available. But let's go for a couple of units of these axemen. Let's add in a unit of Bactrian archers and a unit of these cheap throwaway levies. They're only going to cost us 64. And we can only recruit 4 in one turn, so let's just leave it at that and let that go. And in our agora here, I'm going to make a theatre, or, well, the equivalent of it, just to help with public order. So we're on 6 food now, and we're building a lot of stuff, so I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. I mean, I doubt these guys will want anything to do with us. That's these dudes next to us.
Come, my friend.
No, they don't want a trade agreement. They want nothing. So we do have to be wary of that flank. The Parthians are quite friendly with us, so it'd be nice if we can secure a non-aggression pact. Let's see if we can do that. No.
I tingle with anticipation of you.
So there's nothing really much to do on the diplomacy front. These guys are our friends now, which is nice. It means we're reasonably secure up here, but they are devious, so it's something to bear in mind. What I will do, I'll raise a second general. So we kind of got to pay a little bit of attention where these guys are coming from. So this is Macedonian nobility. He's from the noble families. House of Diodorus. So that's us, I think, isn't it? Let me just double check that. Yeah, I think that's us. I think, is that this guy? Prochorus. Let's check him out. Yeah, that's him, Prochorus. Let's see, what does he get here? -1 empire management, +1 tax rate, +1 cultural conversion, +9% upkeep for the land units. That's not too great, but I kind of want this guy to be like a city governor. That's another thing that happens in this game. So, in this mod, sorry, if we place a single general unit in a city, he'll act as the governor for the province or the town or whatever you've got him in. And he'll level up as he's in there as an administrator. I'm going to do that. Usually I would have my... Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, let's go with the cavalry unit. I mean, sometimes when I have the city governors, I'll make them infantry. But actually, I think we're better off with the cavalry. So we recruited him. He can go in here. And then if need be, we can always raise a quick force, like a reactionary troop, reactionary force, and move them out to help out anywhere we need with using mercenaries. I mean, not that we have much available at the moment. And quickly raising levies. But as it stands, we leave him by himself in Maracanda. He's going to be our governor up here. We've got 6,750 left in the bank. We're making 3,600 surplus. I don't want to spend too much. I don't want to go on too much either. So let's get these guys over here. We'll recruit some more troops. We'll move them down. And hopefully we'll be taking this place soon enough. Oh, of course. We're going to open this up first. So this could be the beginning of some of these factions breaking away from the Seleucid Empire. Alliance broken. Darhar's gone to war with those guys in the north. So they are, both of them are kind of our friends. Not exactly friends, but, you know. Oh yeah, so Satrapy declares independence. So it's already starting. Parthia has joined that war in the north as well. That's quite an interesting development. So the Parthians and the guys from Dahar are now fighting these dudes up here, the Khwarazm. We're quite contentious to let them fight it out for now. We don't really want to get involved with that just yet. It doesn't...
I will be a patient audience for your speech.
It doesn't really do much for us. I want to secure this southern area before we do anything. Just recruiting a few more levies. While I'm at it, actually, I'm going to recruit a spy. Let's see what we've got going on. Saimadoki, or Dochi, I don't know. Let's recruit her. Well, we're at it. Let's recruit a dignitary. I'm going to go with this one for the extra cultural conversion, so we can start converting to our culture more. We've got 3,000 in the bank, so not a huge amount. I'm going to build the Silk Road outpost. Just for more money in this northern section. And we're back into the next turn. I'll cut back in when it's done. So the Maurya, I think you say Maurya, I'm not sure, like I say, I suck at pronunciation. They've declared war on these guys that we are going to be, well, that we are engaged with in war as well, so that's interesting to know, but we want to capture this before they do, so we don't want to be losing out on that. I'm going to send our spy down so we can have a look to see what's going on down here. A small army and a garrison of 11 units, so we've got Eastern Spearmen, Eastern Militia, Eastern Townsfolk and Eastern Archers. Fairly strong. Not much to this army, but I presume they're going to recruit some more troops before we get there. Obviously, we are in no shape to go and take them on just yet, but I'm going to move them right down onto the border here. Let's recruit some more troops. Again, I mean, we're very limited, like I say, we're very, very limited in what we've got in terms of troops. I'm going to stick another unit of these archers in. I think they might be useful since we're fighting other kind of levy quality troops. Oh, they're so bad, these troops. Morale 42 for for these 3 infantry units at least, so they've got decent morale. In terms of usefulness, I would say it's these Tabargan, Seguda, Sogdi, and Axemen. I think they're looking like the best units we've got available, and that's not a good thing. So let's have a quick look at these guys. Actually, often hired to protect merchant caravans along the Silk Road, these soldiers wear native-style dress, and some are equipped with Scythian armor. They wield large pole axes to fend off cavalry and infantry. So, I mean, they sound pretty good. What about these guys here, then? The Bactrian Assault Infantry. Baktrioi Therentioi Petsoi. Okay. The exotic climate and animals are a shock for Hellenic troops, but not enough to break their spirit. Curved swords, axes, and heavy blades are the perfect weapon to pierce thick elephant hide, while light armor allows for better movement in difficult terrain. Yeah. What about these hillmen? Let's check these guys out. Kofiareni Baktarig. Bactrian hillmen. These hillmen are bands of warriors from the various tribal clans native to the Pamir Mountains of Baktria. They are fierce in battle, but have poor equipment and are better suited for ambush tactics. Yeah. And then we've got the Bactrian levies. We've got a couple of these units. I literally just got them because they were cheap spearmen, even though, I mean, they're pretty crap spearmen as well. Herodotus notes that Bactrian warriors are commonly armed with spears, shields, and light armor. These men are drawn from the lower classes of society. Well, I'll tell you what. We've got another unit of archers coming. Let's get 2 units of these assault infantry. And let's blast out another unit of the Bactrian horse archers. Light-ranged horsemen are the most common sight in Bactrian cavalry forces. They are not able to hold for a long time in close combat, but if all goes well, they will never need to resort to this year. Quite. Alright, so that's going to take us up to a 16 stack in our army here. The Cyclops Slayers. I'm going to just deploy our dignitary. So he's boosted up our money there. From 2,800 to 3,000 or so. Well, we can't afford another one. I was going to say we can probably recruit another one, but we've only got 2,300, and they cost 2,400. Never mind. It'll be nice to get this next barracks up, because then we can start recruiting the proper troops. By proper troops, I mean hoplites and whatnot. Oh, yeah, just be exposed. That's fine. We don't care. So they actually haven't recruited anybody. Let's deploy our agent in this region. I think it helps with movement and things like that. Let's see if we have anyone available here. No. I was kind of hoping to hire a couple of mercenary units to bulk us up to 20, but we haven't got anybody here. So the question is, well, we've stabilized the public order problem anyway. It's on 0, so I'm not losing any. Still losing -4 up here in this top province, Transoxania. But I think we'll bring that under control soon enough. Next turn, our farm will be complete as well. And the gold mines. Going to help us with some cash flow. We are in spring of 278 BC, of course. I should have probably mentioned that. It's May, so like kind of early summer. I think this is a good time for war. Let's see what happens here. We're going to go into this fight. And this is going to be the first battle coming up. Let's see what we've got going on. I mean, I think it's going to be a tough one. Not because of the opposition, but because our troops are very, very poor at this stage. Let's do this. I just thought I would have a quick check to see if we've got any other mercenaries available since we're in the next territory, but we haven't.
Come, my friend.
Yeah, we're still going to get trade going with those guys. And nothing else really available. Alright, so let's get this going. If I wasn't playing this on YouTube, I would just auto-resolve this because, I mean, the strength bar's substantial in our favour. But let's fight this battle. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how the Bactrians fight. We don't need a siege. I mean, I don't know if we'd be assaulting a town even. Sometimes they'll sally out to fight. So our army, we've got that 1 unit of hoplites, a couple of assault infantry, some of these axemen, a fair amount of mounted cavalry, mounted archers and spearmen, a couple of units of these peasant spearmen, and then some more archers and stuff. Let's get it going. It looks like we are actually going to be attacking the town. Excellent. Weather dry, that suits us. Let's get started straight away here. And since this is our first battle, let's have a look at some of these units. So the generals, Greco-Bactrian noble cavalry, look fairly badass, I suppose. Just like Alexander the Great dudes, but with a little bit of eastern flavour, I guess. I like these leaves that they have poking out of the general's unit. Pretty cool. Who are these dudes?
We are at your command.
So this is the levies, the Bactrian levies, as we can see. I mean, they look like you would expect them to look, I guess, like not very well equipped, not very well armoured. But they actually do, they look pretty cool.
What are your
Ah, these are
orders?
axemen. I mean, to me, these dudes actually look worse equipped than the levies. No shields or anything like that. They look pretty grim. He looks like he's straight from the Mongols or something. It was pretty cool. Anyway, so let's see how these guys fare in the battle. The assault infantry. Oh, these guys look a bit more like what you would expect, I guess, from the Greeks or the Hellenistic faction. This dude just rocking here with his tit out. I think they look pretty tough. A mixture of axes, swords, rough kind of looking dudes. These are our hoplites, Greek colonist hoplites. I mean, they're not amazing, but they're pretty decent. More like what you would expect from a Hellenistic faction. Greek armor with a bit of Eastern influence, of course, since we are in the East.
What are your orders?
We await your orders.
Got these little bums here. Javelin men.
Orders, my
This is
lord.
our archer cavalry. They look pretty nifty, just like what I would expect.
Horse skirmishes.
Horse skirmishers, he says. Yeah, they look awesome. Let's see how they fare. Alright. So I'm going to just set these guys up. I'll cut back in when I've done. So this is how I've gone for it. I've set up our axemen here. This is going to be our main force. We're pretty much just going to ram in and kill them if we can. I've got the archers out in front to hopefully... The idea is that I want to pepper them with the archers and maybe force them out of the town to come and fight us out in the open rather than in there. If they do, I want to try and draw them in here and onto our hoplites. Hoplites, sorry. I'm so used to saying hoplites because that's what I used to call them when I was a kid. Even though, obviously, I know they're not hoplites. And then we'll try and envelop them. I've put a little force out here. We've got those skirmisher cavalry guys, as well as a couple of units of those levies. And
What are your orders?
and the Bactrian javelin men as well, just to back them up. And maybe divert some of the troops away from this main attack. Let's see what happens. Can't see. There they come.
This is a fine day for battle. Every day is a fine day for battle when you lead men of your stripe. So we shall have victory today, men. By the gods, I feel it in my water.
Hurrah! Fine speech. Right, yeah, so they're not coming forward at all. Like, why would they? It doesn't. I wouldn't either. Eastern spearmen right there. So let's get going here. I'm going to bring our archers forward. Simple as that.
Advance at speed.
We're going to pepper them and see if they do anything about it. Persian archers, 175 range for those guys. Our guys got 165, so slightly higher range. If they come forward with their archers, we'll try and hit them with our cavalry, which are placed over here. Actually, no, let's... They've got missile cavalry as well, so this should be interesting.
Archers! We are at your command.
Well, we've got our reaction from them. Armor 40 for these guys, so actually it's pretty much going to be wasted arrows, I think. Yeah, they're just bouncing off them. We'll give them another volley or two, see what happens.
I think it's time to...
Yeah, that is doing nothing to them at all. Let's reposition.
Riders advance!
Armor 15 for those guys. The Eastern Militia. They should be able to do a little bit of damage to those guys, I would think. Oh, did I select them as well? Must have done.
Missile cavalry!
But these boys are pretty tough. 40 armor. Our hoplite has only got 30 armor.
We await your orders!
Missile armed riders!
See if we can pepper these guys. Ideally, we want these to come out of the town. Not much effect on target. Those big shields proven effective, but they have already lost some men. So it's definitely a marked difference in quality. Of course, every man we kill at range here is one fewer to kill in hand-to-hand combat.
Cavalry!
We are at your command!
I'm not sure why these guys have moved as well. I don't
Orders,
recall
my lord!
moving them.
Quick march! My lord!
Yeah, we are causing some casualties here, fairly substantial. 50 odd of them. This guy's not having a good day. They are coming forward though. That's fine.
Orders, my lord!
Horse! Ready! Orders!
I'm quite happy just to pepper these guys.
Orders!
Advance at speed! Quickly now!
Causing substantial casualties to these militia type troops.
Enemy fire!
Yeah, they're definitely in for a bad day, these guys. But we are starting to run low on ammunition.
Ready! Fire on the enemy! Horse skirmishers! Find your targets!
Here come their horse skirmishers. Excellent.
Horse archers!
They pulled them straight back.
Cavalry! Fire!
We await your orders! Fire!
What is going on? Why are these guys moving?
At speed!
I don't really understand that. I didn't click them, as far as I'm aware.
Archers!
Oh, so this is actually causing them a hell of a lot of problems.
Horse skirmishers! What are your orders? Cavalry!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Yeah, already finished with our ammunition for these guys. That's okay. So this whole flank is more or less collapsed here. Eastern town folks
Horse archers!
is all that's left standing, and even those guys will be done in a moment.
Fill the skies! Fire on the enemy!
This is the Eastern archers on the march.
Horse archers!
And their cavalry's repositioned over there.
Forward! Horse skirmishers! Javelin men!
I'm going to take a bit of fire here.
We are at your command! At my lord! Advance at speed! Horse archers! Fire on the enemy!
Let's get this going. We're going to bring our infantry up.
Quick
I was hoping to catch these guys before they got in there. Maybe we will still.
Missile cavalry! Horse archers!
I'm going to pull these guys
We
back
are
out, of course.
at your command.
Don't really want to tangle with their general's unit because that's a tough force.
Orders, my lord! What are your orders?
Quick march! Missile-armed riders! Forward!
Okay, our infantry's getting in position.
Hoplites ready! Yes, Commander! General! Forward!
Our cavalry are still
Archers!
messing about up here. We need them out of the town, really.
Advance at speed! Black Riders advance! As you wish!
We are at your command! Awaiting orders!
We await your orders!
Excellent.
Advance at speed! Javelin men!
At the double!
Horse skirmishers!
No, 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 not that way, fools.
Quickly now! Advance at speed!
I'm not sure why our one dude with the flag was stuck up there, but,
At your
you
One of
know.
our units has used all its ammunition.
Alright. Let's get these archers out of here. They've done their bit. They've killed a lot of people. 186 and 156 inflicted. The javelin men inflicted 95 as well.
Orders, my lord!
So things are going alright here. We're funneling them into the central region. We've got our guys on the flanks moving in as well. Get these horse archers out of here. They've done their part for now.
Missile-armed riders! Ready for
Our assault infantry. Let's move them up.
Understood! At the ready!
Axemen, let's get them into this fight.
Come charge! Awaiting orders!
And once they're engaged here, we'll slam into their rear with our levies from the flank.
Double time!
We are taking a little bit of fire here from archers and whatnot, but that's okay. It's to be expected. We are fighting a battle.
General! Quickly now!
Here we go.
We await your orders! At the ready!
Melee infantry! We await your orders! Fill the skies! What are your orders?
Be forward! We are at your command!
Get into them, come on.
Orders! Charge!
At the ready! Charge!
Oh,
Javelin men!
that's not quite gone to plan. Our javelin men have been engaged up here, but that's okay. They can just keep them busy. They are expendable throwaway troops anyway.
Melee troops awaiting orders!
In you go, lads.
Ready and waiting! Advance at
Orders!
speed!
For glory!
It's been hacking these guys to pieces.
We await your orders! Engage!
General!
Let's hit out and inspire our men.
Javelin men!
I probably won't be able to disengage those guys easily enough.
At your command!
We understand! Spears at your command!
How's this assault infantry doing?
At your service!
It's a pretty grim fight here with lots of arrows flying in left, right and centre.
General! Never surrender! Spearmen! For glory! Hoplites ready! At the double!
Archers!
Horse archers! Riders! At the
Yeah, archers are causing us some trouble over here. But I think we're doing alright overall.
cavalry!
Yeah, there we go. Pretty much game over, I would say, for them. We're streaming in here.
What are your orders? Ready to march.
Our general is under attack.
Our general will be just fine. He's coming in here. We're going to hopefully mop up these archers.
Horse archers. Riders advance. We are at your command.
These guys must know it's over for them. The axemen coming into the rear. Yeah, they're done for. We've got a pathfinding issue here.
Horse archers. Yours to command. At the ready. For glory. Horse archers.
This general's unit, the satrap guard spearmen, they are done. Surrounded, outnumbered, hacked to pieces. Yeah. And that's it. That was quite an enjoyable first battle. A bit slow paced, I suppose. I'm still getting the swing of this. It's been a while since I've played. But yeah, that was pretty good. Lost 390 men. We can live with that. 10% losses. And no friendly fire. The enemy got 390 kills. We lost 390 men. Excellent. Some good kill levels here for our mounted skirmisher guys. And the archers, as well as the javelin men. That went pretty well, actually. Okay, so this is our options here. We can liberate them, raise the city. We won't do that. Sack the city. Subjugate, so we would get a satrapsy out of this. But I don't really want that either. Loot, we could get 9,000 money, but it would ruin the town. We're just going to occupy it. Nice. So that's that faction destroyed, and we have united this whole province. So the province of Baktria is now fully under our control. We're going to fix these up. So obviously we want this to be a Hellenistic hamlet, not whatever the heck it was. And this a levy camp. We don't need that. We're already making barracks over here. Let's make something else. Maybe something that's going to make us a bit of money or something like that. So now, as you can see, we've taken this place over, but we've got a few problems here. Public order is obviously an issue, a big issue. Culture, only 42% is Hellenistic, so we'll be working on that. But actually, it's looking pretty good in terms of what we have available here. Does it open up any sort of different recruitment? No, just the same, guys. I mean, this mod uses an area of recruitment model, so you can sometimes recruit local units, which is what indicated by those little flags here. So these guys are like kind of local regional units. But anyway, so that's gone pretty well for the first little start. We've united our whole lands. I mean, the whole of the eastern bit here is now ours. It hasn't opened up anything else in terms of diplomacy. These guys really hate us now. So that's going to be probably the next people who are going to be fighting against. Zaranka. These boys over here, let's have a look. These are Persians. All right, so Persian and Parsi is two different cultures.
Welcome, friend. Welcome.
Oh, nice.
Come,
so they would be happy to trade with us.
Enjoy the
Would they be
pleasures
happy
of
to give us
my
some
home,
money?
And let us find a chord.
Yes, they would. Will you give us some more? Maybe. Well, I will take that. 2,400 plus a trade agreement. Thank you very much. Okay.
Ah, my friend.
So these guys
If
are
the
currently at
wisdom
war
you
with
possess
Lydia,
were golden treasure,
Parsa,
you could buy the
and
known
Seleucia.
world.
I'm surprised they're at war with Lydia, because Lydia is a faction that I believe is over here. Well, anyway, they are. Oh, obviously, because Lydia is a satrapy of the Seleucids. So, anyway, we've got ourselves another trade partner. And hopefully, we're going to be remaining on friendly relations with these guys for now. Because it's not going to do us well in the long run, having to leave huge garrisons everywhere. I'm going to leave these guys in the town for one turn. Because as we can see, we're going to be replenishing plenty of troops while they're in the town. You replenish at a lower rate when you're outside of the cities. So that's something to bear in mind as well. But things are looking pretty good for us so far in the early game. I know it's not much happened. We have picked up a Master of Horse. So horses have wisdom if you know how to use it. +4 morale to all cavalry units. +5% experience gain for cavalry units. So since we've got quite a lot of cavalry units in here, that's actually pretty handy. Diodotus II is our heir. He's 3 years old, so some way off maturity. At least I'm assuming it's a he. It's always quite difficult to tell in this game whether it's a male or female, but I'm assuming it is a male because he's got our name and he's called a second, so surely that must be a male that's how it works for these times. While we're at it, I'm going to hire another noblewoman, Nike. She's going to be up here in this northern section. Let's go on to the next turn.
There is much merit in a treaty between us. So speak the wise at our temples.
So Parthia, which historically becomes a very strong faction in this area. They want a non-aggression pact with us. They are friendly with Daha, who we are also friendly enough with. They are at war with the Khwarezm, who we started off being friendly with, but I mean they deteriorated pretty quickly. As well as Sakarauka, who we have not discovered yet. But let's just see. The chance is high, so we can maybe squeeze some money out of them. See if they'll give her 1,200. I'll have a non-aggression pact with them for now. Yep. I mean, we can always break a non-aggression pact at a future date, and as long as you leave enough time in there, it doesn't really impact your standing on the diplomacy front. And we've got organised supply. Excellent. So we've hit our first little target. And we've gone to rank 2 with our king, Diodotus. Let's find him here.
Commander.
I like to work on military logistician for him. And I am the state for extra authority plus public order. This is handy for keeping down the cost of land units for the upkeep. Obviously, there's lots of other options, which we'll go through with different generals. But let's go first with I am the state, since he is the king. And then that opens up all sorts of things here, like patron of the military, +5% military research. Reduces public order garrison penalty for army. So if you garrison armies and cities in this game, you will get a penalty on public order. -5% unit recruitment cost. Obviously, that's really handy. -3% upkeep. So this one here, coupled with the logistician, can really help reduce the cost of your armies. Unwavering patriot. +10% public order penalties due to local presence of foreign culture. -2% empire management, and +3 cultural conversion. So again, this is a really good one. All of these are really good, actually. So first I'm going to go with I am the state, and I'm going to open up a military logistician. So that's opened up these 2 branches, and we'll work down them as it goes. Let's see what else he's actually got. Austerity. When this man speaks, others listen carefully. +1 authority, +1 gravitas. Not sure. He's the basileus, so that gives us a bunch of bonuses. He's a bureaucrat. Lose a little bit of public order, but get extra tax. He's cheerful. A little bit extra empire maintenance and a few other bits and pieces, but pretty good. +4 chance of having children. He's a brawler. Deputy. -5 commander map range. +3% upkeep for the unit, so even more important that we work on that. And he's an intellectual. Alright, so he's a pretty good character, I think. I'm a little bit wary about the southern border, but there's not much we can do at the moment. Let's send our spy to the north. I feel like maybe we're going to see some conflict happening up here. We've built our farm here, and the gold mine brings our food production to 12. troubled populace in Baktria. Yeah, we just conquered that place. This will hopefully right itself soon enough. Let's deploy Nike. Quite a lot of public order problems, but we are also building the amphitheater. We're going to go ahead and build the timber resource up here, the abundant forest in our newly captured area. I'm going to pop him outside of the city. And already he's taking it to -5. That's a lot better. I'm going to open up this logistics because I want to have the second tier of barracks so we can recruit some better troops from here. Let's increase this to a mine shaft as well. It's going to help us with our economy. There we are, 6 turns for that. No cost for food or squalor or anything like that, so that's really good. I'm going to set these guys to patrol this turn. It boosts up the money and it helps with public order. So that's going to be a good one. We're going to keep them down here for a turn or 2, and then we're going to start moving them up once we know what's going on up here, once our spies up to have a look. We're going to keep half an eye on these guys and these dudes. We're going to take it slow-ish with expansion. I'm not going to go crazy because you just don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. Like I was saying earlier, not every episode is going to be this in-depth and this kind of short range. What I'll do in future is I'll just whiz through it. Well, not whiz through it, but I'll go through it without recording every little step. And we'll cut in to battles and we'll cut into major events and things like that. Because I doubt everybody wants to see this kind of thing in every single episode. But I thought it would be a nice way to start the series. I do hope you've enjoyed this first episode. And if you did, do please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know any ideas you have for the coming campaign. Who you think we should be fighting. Where should we go on? What should we do next? I'm always open to more suggestions, and I love interacting with guys in the comments. So if you want to have anything to say, if you want to say anything at all, I'm always engaging with the audience. We also have a Discord channel on the go, so check that out. But most importantly, if you want to follow the series along, hit the bell and subscribe. So you get notified when new episodes drop. Like I say, we'll have a new episode every Monday with an extra episode, maybe on a Wednesday or Thursday if I have time to do it. But that'll be it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, like I say, and I hope to see you in the future for the next one. Ta-ra for now.